Hello and welcome to our special focus on Bengaluru and the issues and challenges it is facing. Now, what could be more important than the air we breathe? The air in Indian cities leaves a lot to be desired. There are attempts being made now to clean up the air of Bengaluru. The Pollution Control Board has come out with several suggestions. Let's take a look at what is on their mind. Need fuel for your vehicle in Bengaluru? We'll make sure that vehicle has an up-to-date emission certificate. This is one of the suggestions being made by the state's Pollution Control Board to help clear up the city's air.
Bangalore, I think at national level we stand only next to Delhi now. This pollution is basically because of the vehicular movement at Bangalore. At Bangalore, we are almost like a suffocated city. The roads are smaller and the buildings are high. We have said that the testing of emission testing, pollution testing has to be done at mass scale, especially by lorry associations, by BMTC, by KSRTC, all these agencies, and also those who do not follow these instructions have to be denied fuel.
Air pollution is indeed a major problem in India, and the hope is that this suggestion will be welcomed by road users, even if it means a bit more effort on their part.
I think it's a very good move by the government, and I think in the future also a lot more stringent rules should be implemented by the government, and this will bring down the air pollution and it will make the environment eco-friendly, and it's good for the health of the citizen.
It's a good initiative. Whether it works or not, well, that's left to be seen. So I think it's everyone's responsibility to make sure that emissions are low and we don't pollute.
Other measures are also being considered to clean up the city's air. These include signal-free roads so that there is faster traffic and less idling of engines, more buses to encourage people to use public transport, banning of vehicles more than 15 years old.
But still, I find that the biggest problem is number of vehicles. I don't have very clear idea about how it can be stopped. Now we have also asked the government to restrict the number of vehicles that are to be registered at Bangalore.
An emission test on a car in progress. Now, plans to actually deny fuel to people who don't keep their vehicles with up-to-date emission certificates, will that work? Well, certainly cleaning up the air in our cities, in our countries is a national emergency, and probably anything that helps to clean up that air should be welcomed. With Govind Murthy, Maya Sharma in Bengaluru for NDTV. Joining us to discuss what is being done to clean up Bengaluru's air, Dr. Vamanacharya. He is chairperson of the Karnataka Pollution Control Board. Professor Ashish Verma of the Indian Institute of Science, working specifically on transport issues and sustainable transport in particular. From BPAC we have Revati Ashok and Mr. Ravi Kumar also, and also some young students from the city. So, your board has come out with several suggestions for what should be done, what could be done to get the city cleaner.
Getting city cleaned up will be possible only when we reduce the number of vehicles on the roads. Our roads are not equipped to handle this huge amount of vehicles right on the road. The number of vehicles as we stand today must be more than 57 lakh vehicles.
Oh my goodness.
So there is no place for the vehicle to move. The speed of the vehicles has come down as low as 8 to 10 kilometers per hour, where we could have traveled 40 kilometers per hour. So the number of vehicles always stagnated on the road.
Yes.
is so much. Along with it, it is creating more pollution because of the buildings that are there right up to the road and of the height of 5 floors, 10 floors, and the roads are smaller.
Restricting the number of vehicles, is that really feasible?
It's feasible, but there has to be a credible alternative also.
Okay.
While at the same time we have to reduce the vehicles in some way by having policies which restrict the ownership as well as the usage of the vehicles. But at the same time, we have to improve the alternatives for people to move.
Okay.
Because while we clean our cities, we also need to allow people to move.
Okay.
So that means we need to have credible alternatives in terms of
Yes.
seamless public transport, non-motorized transport infrastructure, either as a last mile connectivity or an end-to-end connectivity. And we always call them as push and pull strategies. We bundle together so that we push people out of the unsustainable modes and pull them towards the sustainable modes.
Absolutely. Now,
So there has to be a right balance
a
of
balance
this.
between that. Do you think realistic to maybe stop or slow down registration of private vehicles here?
I mean, that would be the most desirable thing, but that's not practical. Today, the government has not provided any alternative for people to travel. How do you travel? We have a zero, non-existent public transport system, which doesn't function, and we don't have end-to-end connectivity. So how do we expect people to move?
Will it work? Cutting the number of registrations?
See, one of the reports from Terry says 50% of our Bangalore pollution is because of dust particles. And this dust particles is not just because of vehicles, it's also because of lot of construction happening, public infrastructure being built. There's a lot of construction dust which is causing a problem.
We can just show you the quality of the roads there. The roads there with people bouncing along the roads and a lot of dust being raised with the constant digging up off the roads also. That is also another issue, dust being raised. Sir, so some doubts about whether, while it would be ideal certainly to restrict the number of vehicles, what other suggestions would the PCB
Yeah,
have?
we have suggested that all two-stroke engines be banned, heavy vehicle transportation into the city to be diverted to ring roads,
Yes.
and a compulsory emission testing for all the vehicles.
Not giving fuel to people without an emission certificate. You think this will be a acceptable move for the public?
It might be very difficult to accept it in the beginning, but I think it's a path to the right direction.
What are your thoughts?
I don't think people are left with much of a choice when they're not given fuel, so that will drastically change the pollution.
Is this a good step? No fuel if you don't have your emission certificate.
See, eventually, we have to create a situation where using public transport or cycling or walking becomes a natural choice.
Okay, a step in the right direction. I think that view seems to be welcome. We also spoke to people at petrol bunks who said, yes, they're ready to make this effort. What other suggestions would you like to look at, sir?
The public transport has to be improved. Buses should stop on the specific point where they are expected to be. Even the bus fare at Bangalore, people complain that is very high.
Yes.
2 people traveling in a car or 3 people is cheaper than traveling in a bus. As much as the buses are charging 15 to 25 rupees, they should not look at the profit they make out of running the buses. They should think of the cost of pollution here. Metro is bit slow, but it is happening. It is happening. When it connects Bangalore, it may solve our problem a little, but it may not solve completely. You have seen in Delhi today, when the total commuters, number of commuters by car or by bus was less than 13 to 14 lakh. Now 20 lakh people are traveling by train every day, metro. But still the pollution is there. Still
number
the rush
keeps
is
growing.
there.
Yes,
Number of cars are there. So people who travel in car many a times is not a necessity, is not a must.
No debate there. More public transport, more use of cycles. How long will it take, do you think, for Bengaluru to really reach there?
Oh, I would also add to what Sir said. One is planning vehicles more than 20 years in a phased manner.
Okay.
One, making public transport move from diesel to CNG
Yes.
will reduce the pollution drastically. So these are the things that I think progressively we'll have to think and implement as early as possible.
As early as possible, absolutely. Revathi, to end with, what would be your favorite solution really to clean up the cities there?
Okay, immediate solution. I think we really need to get the construction debris out.
Okay.
That is clearly within the realm of possibility, and make it an absolute mandate that any construction debris is unacceptable, and clean the whole city of all debris on footpaths and clean the garbage out. So the pollution which results out of that, which is completely within our control, we have nobody to blame, that can be taken care of.
Ourselves, absolutely. Your favorite recommendation for cleaning up our air?
One is plant more trees. We have been chopping lot of trees, which is giving a lifeline to us. So we need to plant more trees, fresh air and breathable air.
Absolutely. What would be your best idea to clean up the cities air?
I guess I would probably take another step to use public transport more than I do now?
I think the easiest way right now is to switch your engines off at traffic lights.
Okay.
That's the simplest thing anyone can do for the
Some
city.
small contribution at least.
Yeah.
Your best idea.
I always give example of Netherlands and their cities. 40 years back they were exactly in the same mess
Yes.
as what we are today. So it took 40 years for them to come to a stage where 60% trips in Amsterdam, a city like Amsterdam, are made by cycling.
Cycling.
That's the
Wonderful.
path that our city should take.
Wonderful. Cycling. Dr. Acharya, I'll give you the last word. Your favorite idea to clean up the city as the chairperson.
I do agree for the suggestions that the road dust does contribute to the pollution, because pollution is mainly dust pollution. We call it as PM10 and PM2.5. These two dusts, 20% of the dust, this is the contribution of the road. Road dust is because of we dig and leave it like this.
Look at that, yes.
We construct and throw our debris right on the road, and at the bifurcation of the roads or the median, lot of dust is there. When the vehicle passes, the same dust goes up, comes down. So to prevent this, the roads have to be kept as clean as or more cleaner than your own houses. Only then we can bring down 20%. You may wonder as much as 7 to 8% of the dust pollution is because of our DG sets. DG sets, whenever there is a power failure, the number of DG sets that get on, and also the big DG sets used in IT offices, if you look at it, the total amount of pollution is as high as 7 to 9%. So continuous supply of power.
To those big glass buildings,
Yeah, big, especially these glass buildings which are useless for Indian condition, but I can't help now, it is there. And to prevent dust on the road, to give continuous power so that the DG sets won't become on here, along with stopping all the vehicles which are polluting more. Bangalore has become good city. We have also planned of good roads, vehicles that are going out, Hosur Road, Mysore Road, Tumkur Road, Kyarpuram Road, all roads which were built well are taking away traffic at a speed. So vehicles should move at speed, but I still insist that my pet number of vehicles have to be reduced. This experiment has been done all over the world. Increase the penalty, increase the parking charge, increase the fuel cost in city, increase the taxation in city. Stop all this. Unless you do this, you are going to die of your own poison which you are letting every day. There is no shortcut for this.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, strong words. You will die of your own poison. Efforts being made to really discourage the use of cars, discourage the use of private vehicles, the need really to clean up our airs. It's a question of life and death. Thank you for joining us here in Bengaluru today.